What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. Nick the Quick in the building. I'm back from Miami.
Yeah.
We took a little week off.
Oh, yeah.
But we're here now.
Had to take a bye week, you know?
A little bye week.
Yeah. A little bye week, man.
That's a good way to put it, man.
Week off. Bears get a week off. We get a week off.
We get a week off.
It's decent, yeah.
It's decent now,
Yep,
but
yep.
we're back. We're in the mix. We got a lot going on now.
Yeah.
Bulls are live, about to tip off in 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10, 15 minutes away. Yep.
We're going to talk about that in a major way.
Yep.
Bears play New England.
Tom Brady coming to town for the last time.
Tom Brady, probably, right?
Yeah. I don't see. I mean, unless I would imagine we don't play them again for another 5-6 years because you got to go around all the divisions. So yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about Belichick.
Yep.
I want to talk about that. We're going to go into that matchup whole detail, all that hoopla that everywhere he goes, he's a matchup guru. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, man. You got Belichick takes today?
I got Belichick takes.
Oh, man.
And then
how many Super Bowls do you need?
We're going to close it on some amateurism talk. We're going to talk about that G League piece.
Yeah.
125K.
Interesting.
I want to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Pat Fitzgerald of Northwestern Football had some comments that I wasn't really feeling.
Okay.
I wasn't really rocking with.
Oh, man. The
hometown
guy?
Because this is the Big Ten. You know I got a little beef with
Chicago's
Fitzgerald.
Big Ten team. Come on, man.
You know I've had some beef with Fitzgerald for a minute on the low.
I was not aware of that.
Okay, me and Eli talked about that. But, yeah, I haven't been a Fitzgerald fan for a minute.
Nah, you didn't sign with Fitz.
I'm not signing up. But let's get into it. How you been, G?
Pretty good, man. Nothing too crazy. Just, a little bit of the old regular, man. How about you? You've been traveling, man.
I was in L.A. kicking it, and then I went out to Miami from there to the game.
Okay.
Which was a fun time.
Yeah.
I need to stop going to away games, apparently.
They look hot.
Bro, we won't even get into that too crazy. Just because that was last week, we lost. I don't even want to talk about it like that. But I went to Green Bay. Yep. We lost the thriller.
Yep.
I went to Miami. We lost the thriller.
Yep.
That was one of the best second halves of, if I didn't have any horse in the race.
Yeah. It's a fun game to watch.
Unbelievable game to watch.
Real fun game to watch.
So
topped only by Patriots Chiefs. Really.
Patriots Chiefs was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is the fastest human on planet Earth.
Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah.
There's fast, and then there's when you catch the rock, and no one even is coming close to putting a hand on you, and they have an angle, and they're playing free safety. It's kind of crazy.
You know what he is? He's what the Bears wanted Devin Hester to be.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He's not as good as a returner.
No, but I mean, you just wanted to be able to utilize that open field speed and, be able to take advantage of all that. But Devin Hester just wasn't good enough. He wasn't a natural. Tyreek Hill's a natural, you know what I mean? So he's able to catch the ball and able to do a lot of different things. And I think that's ultimately what we wanted for Hester. But Hester was a DB his whole life, you know what I mean? He just wasn't a natural offensive player.
That's a perfect segue into he just wasn't built to play offense.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Bulls and a lot of our players aren't built to play defense.
Not at all.
We're trying to ask these, we're getting angry at some of these cats for not playing D and not wanting to, but it's it never has.
There's no defenders there.
No defenders there.
There's no defenders there at all.
Bulls tip off in Philly tonight.
Yep.
Spread is -12 now. Up to, I think I even saw it at 12.5. Chris Dunn is out.
Yeah.
Personal reasons. Hopefully everything is good with him.
That's interesting.
Personal reasons. They didn't really go into it too much after that.
Okay.
Campaign is starting.
Oh my God.
The starting five is.
You said it's only 12?
Yeah.
Everybody grab your checkbook.
Bulls starting five is Campaign,
Oh.
Zach Lavine, Justin Holiday, Bobby Portis, Wendell Carter Jr.
That's just terrible.
Backing up Campaign is Archie.
Yeah.
Those are the two worst point guards in the whole league.
Yeah.
We have them on our roster.
I thought you were an Archie guy.
What? When?
I don't know. I thought you,
in the league?
I thought you were, yeah.
Maybe at Villanova he's okay.
I thought you said last year you liked him, that he was feisty or something like that.
What?
I swear you said that, dude. You're like, he's feisty, man. I liked him in college. He's scrappy.
I
swear I thought you said that.
I was talking about Jalen Brunson.
No, Jalen Brunson is nice. Yeah,
maybe I was talking about Jalen Brunson, but definitely not that. Oh, we didn't update the board.
Yeah. Well, it is what
Wait,
it is,
we got to update that.
We updating the board now?
Yeah, we got to update the board real quick. Hold on.
All right, what do we want to see on the board? What do we want to see on the board, man?
Man, you know what
Thinking something about the Bears, something about the Bulls, something about campaign.
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, 12 points with campaign is ridiculous. So if you're out there gambling on the NBA, you got a good one with the Bulls tonight. If you ever watched campaign play basketball, knowing that he's going to play 30 minutes tonight, go ahead and grab the credit cards and take that one to the house. What are we putting up there though?
Bears by 7.
Wow.
Sixers
by 30.
By 27.
Over under on campaign turnovers tonight. I got 8.
8?
8. Open court turnovers. Remember last year in the summer league when he couldn't even throw an open pass? They just had all those bloopers. He's terrible.
Yo, and he looked just as bad as he usually does in the preseason.
Yeah, he I don't know. They love him.
They love him.
They love him. They see something there. I don't know what it is.
Give Ulis all his minutes right now.
His career highlights are like the handshakes with Westbrook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what he's going to be remembered for. He's trash.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. I might not even watch because of that. I didn't even know that. That ruined my mood.
Dunn's out. Campaign starting. Ulis is active though.
Yeah.
So that's a good. I like that pickup, man. Chicago kid.
Yeah, why not?
I like that.
He's from Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Cause they tip tonight. Philly's coming off a blowout in Boston. They're gonna be ready. They're at home.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna get smashed.
Of course.
But let's talk about the biggest storylines of the year for the Bulls for you.
Okay.
Talk to me about what yours is, and I'm going to get into mine and kind of where I'm landing at. The biggest storyline, is it us trying to push for the playoffs? What you got?
No, I don't think we're pushing for any type of playoffs right now. I think anybody who has that playoff talk or Bulls are a sleeper to win 38, 39 type games talk, like we just talked about it, there's no defense. And you can't win in the NBA without defending. And it's not like we have these high-level offensive players who are going to be able to come in and score 125 points every night. So for me, the biggest storylines are just the development. I just want to see the development of the young guys. I want to see who's going to be there when we are a contending team, and I want to see who isn't. That's really all I'm looking for. That's why I don't understand Holiday. I don't understand why we keep giving this guy a go at it because he's not going to be there when we want to be a contender. Now, maybe you don't have anybody else in that spot. That's fine, but to me, that's all I want to see. I want to see the young guys are going to develop. When Markkanen gets back, how's he going to look? How's Wendell Carter going to look?
He's starting.
Yeah. How's Chris Dunn going to look when he's playing? Is Lavine worth $78 million? I think I already have my answer, but those are the things that I want to see.
Biggest storyline for me is Zach Lavine. I feel you on obviously development.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Wendell Carter Jr. He looks legit, but we don't know.
Yeah. I don't think his game is going to be one where it's like necessarily going to be exciting to watch him play. Because if he is like a Horford type player, which is what they compare him to, like it's not exciting to watch Al Horford.
But he's
you just
solid.
know it's good.
And I hate
what'd you just
Horford.
say? You said Al Horford is solid?
I hate Al Horford.
Because you're the biggest Al Horford hater on the planet.
I hate Al Horford.
But you know he's a good basketball player.
He's a good basketball player.
He's a very good basketball player.
I do not. Gee, if I don't.
But you don't want to watch. You wouldn't want to watch Al Horford develop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's it's good. It's effective. So I mean, like I see. Yeah.
Yeah, just yes. I will finally admit that Al Horford's a good basketball player.
He's a good basketball player. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I've been on that train for years.
A long time.
I've been not trying to give Al.
You don't fuck with Al Horford, and he's nice.
Yeah, I don't rock with Al Horford, but he's a good basketball player.
Yeah, he's nice.
For me, it's Zach Lavine. 4 years, 78. We insta matched.
Yeah.
Immediately matched.
Yep.
I read a great article by Darnell Mayberry. Shout out Mayberry. He's the Bulls beat writer for The Athletic now, or one of them. And he's famous for, he was in the background of that Westbrook video when Westbrook goes, what?
Oh, yeah?
Mayberry's in the background laughing.
Did he used to cover the Thunder?
He used to cover the Thunder.
All right.
Yeah. So that's actually what people know him for. He's actually really dope. But pull me up really quick, Aaron.
Speaking of sports writers, you see Friedel is now covering the Warriors.
Bro, I got some on that too. This guy
worst beat writer in the history ever. Has no takes.
But
no inside information.
Darnell Mayberry, this article right here is about Zach Lavine and how he was getting his body back. I thought it was a really, really well written article. I thought it was he talked a bunch about Lavine getting his legs back. How last year he knows deep down he was at 60 or 70%, but wanted to try to get on the floor. The knee was fully repaired, but his body and he was carrying around more weight. He wasn't where he wanted to be.
He was getting back.
Exactly. He was getting back. And this article talks about him going up to Washington at his family home and training with his father, and there a bunch of different trainers and a bunch of equipment they got back. And basically, he's back now. And his dad was saying, like, last year, he could tell how in shape or how much bounce he had in his legs by how he would run.
Yeah.
He said, he's quoted in the article saying, Lavine runs like a gazelle, but you could tell he was laboring, and now I see he's back and running full go. And he looked good in the preseason. And I showed you that clip of him going by, dude, with ease.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what I was getting at with that clip. So it was a really good article. Check that out when you get a chance on The Athletic. Darnell Mayberry did a great job. But I'm going to have to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to see it. And he looked good in the preseason. In the article, they talk about him being able to dribble right, shot clock running out type of thing, having to get a jump shot up, being able to jump up and over everybody and get a clean look. He said last year going left on his surgically repaired knee, he couldn't do that. That's something that he'll be able to do now going forward. So I'm excited to see it. He looked good in the preseason. He looked fresh. He was going for like 18 in 22 minutes or whatever it was. Yeah. So that's my key, man. He's
going to get buckets. To me, it's just him being healthy still doesn't solve his deficiencies as a player. That he's a non-efficient volume scorer that, doesn't play defense, is a streaky shooter at best. You know what I mean? Those type of things aren't going to change whether or not he's healthy. And I don't know if that contributes to winning basketball.
Yeah, and I agree with you because if I'm on the train of is he just an empty bucket or is he an all-around efficient hooper, two guard?
Someone who contributes to winning.
Yes, I'm on the empty bucket side, right?
Yeah.
But if we see him at 100% and he gets going and because they're even in this article, actually, they talk about a stretch of him in Minnesota, like a 14-game stretch of 22 points a game on 50 and 50.
Yeah.
So it's possible when he's healthy that he could be more efficient than he's shown us. So we'll see.
That's what we need to see.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what we need to see. We need to see him be efficient. We need to see him be the type of scorer that, again, we've talked about it, man. There's different 20-point scorers. You know what I mean? Not all 20 points are the same. Yeah. So, again, we need to see him give us that 20 that helps us.
We don't need the Rudy Gay 20.
But, yeah, exactly. But no, the Rudy Gay empty. Like, Rudy Gay will give you 20 any day of the week, but you might get an L.
Yeah.
But, again, we just got to see how it works. They're not going to win ball games. That we know. So, they're not going to win a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm going to get a total from you at the end of the end of the year total here.
What did we finish at last year? Was it 27?
27.
27?
27 wins last year, yeah.
Okay.
Who's your Bulls NBA guy that you go to? Are you a KCJ guy?
I don't mind KC Johnson. Yeah. I don't know if I really have a local guy that I go to, man, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I read stuff on The Athletic, but I don't pay too much attention to who's writing it.
Yeah. I ain't mean to put you on the spot, but what I'm getting at is
I don't know if I have anybody, but Casey. I always like Casey Johnson.
I rock with
He's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been around forever, and he shoots it pretty straight. He never really injects his opinion too much. It's more like
he's not too bad. No.
Here are the facts, bro. You do what y'all do with it, type of thing. So he wrote an article. Pull me up when you get a sec. 5 questions for the Bulls going into the season.
Okay.
So I wanted to, but I didn't show you these questions. I wanted to get your opinion. I want us to go back and forth and talk about this real quick. Question number 1. Can Lauri Markkanen, Zach Lavine, and Chris Dunn form championship-level chemistry?
Championship-level chemistry?
Championship-level chemistry is what he wrote in the question.
That's a reach. No.
Absolutely not, right?
No, not a chance.
They haven't played together too much, but no.
That's not the nucleus of a championship roster. And I don't, even if all of them reach their ceilings, you wouldn't have a championship level chemistry or championship level team.
You couldn't even put a spin on it like Dunn becomes an out of control lockup point guard and can give you 15 and 7, and then Laurie's going for like 26, and then Lavine gets you a bucket when he needs to.
I don't think that those are their ceilings.
Well, championship level is
championship
ridiculous.
level means these guys are it. I mean, now you need 2 top 15 players to win a championship, right? 2 top 15, top 20 players to win a championship.
More than that, bro.
If not more. And another guy who's top 35,
and
right?
And a bench.
Right, and a bench.
A
great coach, and a great system.
Like, you need a lot, man.
So will Chris Dunn ever be a top 10 point guard in the NBA? Is Chris Dunn ceiling a top 10 point guard in the NBA?
His ceiling's a top 10 point
I don't think his ceiling is a top 10 point guard in the NBA.
He couldn't be an 8 or 9 point guard.
No, your highest ceiling there is marketing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Right? With what he can become and with the way the NBA is going, like, for sure, right? Lavine, again, I think he is kind of what he is.
Lavine could never go for 27 a game.
No, I think, dude, at some point, like, it's not like Lavine. This is a second contract. It's not like Lavine is new in the NBA, and it's like we can change his habits. Yeah, I mean, I get he's still young and everything like that, and you can turn him to a better version of himself, right? But a Tiger can't change his stripes, and he is the type of player. He's not going to become a plus defender. You know what I mean? In order to reach that level, you got to have those guys that can do that if that's who you're building around. The league is built around two-way players right now. You know what I mean? Outside of Steph Curry, these guys are two-way players, and Steph Curry's got a bunch of two-way guys around him. You need those guys. And Markin is not guarding anybody. Lavine's not guarding anybody. And your best hope is that Dunn becomes a really good defender, but I think offensively he has serious limitations.
Championship level is a strong level.
Very strong level. Consistent playoff.
Consistent, solid team in the East, they could get to that level.
Playoff team, sure. Why not?
All right, number 2. Will Jabari Parker's homecoming last more than a season?
No.
We're going to get more into this too. Why not?
I think that the early signs are already there. He wasn't he stormed out of the locker room after he was benched in the preseason game. Stuff like that. I think that they brought him here this year because why not? You got the cap space. You have the minutes. If it does work out, it's a bonus for you. But I think ultimately it's not going to work out.
I'm just kind of confused on what did they think they were getting? Are they shocked by, like, what they got?
No, same thing. But this is the same regime who signed Dwayne Wade 2 years ago.
Yeah, but, like, it's just shocking to me
It's
still.
what they do.
It's like they're like dumbfounded that, like, he's like this.
There's a mandate from ownership to sell tickets. The one thing the Bulls want to do is put butts in the seat. It's always been their MO. It's always what they've wanted to do. And they've been good at it. That's why they always talked about their playoff run forever. Remember that was a huge thing? We've been in the playoffs 8 straight years. Da-da-da-da, all the time, right?
Yeah.
They want to sell tickets. What sells tickets? Sure, we got somebody we can put on the banner.
We got a hometown kid.
We got Jabari Parker. You know Jabari. You know Jabari. You know Jabari too.
Come by.
Yeah, come by. Come on and see these guys. And, by the way, come see the young guys. Now you want a reason to come see the young guys? We have a commodity that you can come see and feel good about seeing and cheering for. That's why you signed Jabari. That's why you signed Dwayne Wade.
My boycott was intact. I didn't go to one game last year.
I would keep it up.
You think so? I gotta go.
Well, I don't know. You want to see it.
I'm gonna go to a game or two this year. I got to.
I don't think you're.
That's probably the first time I've been to a Bulls game in this during the season, probably my whole life. Yeah, I at least catch one a year.
You're better giving those minutes to a Nwaba type. I like Nwaba. They let him go. You know what I mean? But I can't fault them for trying to do what makes sense business-wise. At the end of the day, they got to make money. But I don't think Jabari is going to impact us in any way.
We were gonna come back to this, but let's just talk about it now. Do I think he's gonna last more than a year? I don't think it's a for sure no. Well, actually, I don't want to give the yes, the middle answer to the yes or no question.
It is a team option.
It is a team option. So maybe I'll just say no for now because he just doesn't seem very willing to try to conform to anything that they want to do. He's not buying into the whole thing.
Yeah.
And for you to be on a team option, the team has the option. you kind of can't be riffling too many feathers your first couple weeks, right?
No.
The other thing, too, is, first off, the thing with him coming off the bench, let me give Fred Hoiberg some credit, because earlier in the week, I was calling him soft because he wanted to bring him off the bench but wouldn't say it. And he was like, we're just working it out, whatever he was saying. I don't have any quotes, but he wasn't coming out saying he's coming off the bench. I don't care what he says. You can go ask him whatever. You can go ask him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But he finally figured it out and came out and was like, yo, he's coming off the bench. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's just what it is.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing, right?
Yep.
Now, the way Jabari responded to that, you know how me and you always talk about athletes like lying?
Yeah.
And we don't like it. Like, say what you want. There's certain times where you gotta lie.
Yeah, he kept it
You
to
just
100.
he kept it
when
to
keeping it real goes wrong.
He kept it to 100.
Yeah, he
You
kept
know what I'm
it
saying?
to 100.
Like, are you gonna play defense?
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to play defense?
No, I'm not here to play defense.
I'm not here to play defense.
Yeah, Jabari's an interesting guy the more you think about it.
Lie in that spot.
Something about these dudes that go to Simeon, man.
Dude, lie in that spot.
Yeah.
Lie.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make you look better with the team,
Right.
get more minutes. You're
Right.
trying to get a big-ass contract. Like, that was one of the things that kind of took me off. Because it's going to be an ongoing battle the whole year.
Yeah, of course.
And now it's super highlighted. He could have been like, I know defense is not my strong suit. I'm going to bust my ass to
Right.
try to make it happen. But in his head, knowing he's not going to help defense and knowing he's not going to go out there and do that. Kind of like what Zach Lavine's doing.
And when he gets benched, but here's the thing, they don't have the investment in him that they have in Lavine, right?
Right.
Lavine's got the big money investment, so if he loafs on defense, he's still going to play him. The thing with Parker is he might get benched, right? Like for extended periods of time because of how bad he is on defense and how much he doesn't really fit into what they're trying to do because he's not a shooter. So when you have Lavine and Parker out there at the same time, you have two guys who need the ball and who aren't necessarily shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you might see Parker getting benched, and if that does turn to something where it's some friction between him and Fred's not like the authoritative guy that's going to be able to handle that situation. He couldn't handle Jimmy. Now we get it. Now we see now
Jimmy's
Jimmy's like at a different level of alpha, right? First off, the Jimmy,
unhandleable.
I don't care what anybody says. The Jimmy practice story is one of the best stories I've ever heard in my entire life. And if there's anywhere I could think of places that I've wanted to be during sports moments, I would have loved to have been in that practice. Like everything about it, every report about it is amazing. So people can say what they want to about Jimmy, call him Jimmy Jordan. Whatever it is you want.
Jimmy Jordan.
Who
said that?
I don't even remember. Someone told me Jimmy thinks they're Jordan. I think it was Jamie was like, Jimmy thinks he's Jordan.
Jimmy Jordan.
Like that just sounded great, man. The fact that he dropped the ball after and then walked off of practice is amazing. He grabbed the bench players and that's awesome. But back to Fred, if that spills into something, man, it's gonna distract their season. And if that happens, he won't be back for another year. Because he might have it in his head that he's more than he is. Number 2 pick in the draft. He's been Jabari Parker for a long time. You know, everybody's known who he is since high school.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That stuff doesn't go away, man. It's not like he's some obscure number 2 pick. You know, like this is Jabari Parker. We've known about him for years in this city. So that's why I wouldn't.
You think that's more of an ego thing about coming off the bench?
Yeah.
Because he's back home in Chicago. He knows this team is shit, and I'm coming off the bench. You got Jabari coming off the bench. You got Justin Holiday starting, and you know what I mean? Is it kind of one of those things?
I think those guys measure themselves by how much money they make, right, and the minutes that they play and like how they get them. And coming off, not everybody's willing to accept that role. When's the last time Jabari Parker's ever come off the bench?
Yeah.
When's the last time he hasn't been a top 2 option? You know what I mean? So like for him, that's a tough pill to swallow. You can ask certain guys to come off the bench, but a guy like that, it might hurt his ego, especially for a team that's trash. It's not like, hey, Jabari, come off the bench for these 55 wins. It's like, hey, Jabari, come off the bench for these 22 wins. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're like, what do you mean? Now you guys could use me. You could help. I could help. Let me be the focal point. I can give you 20. I've done that. So that's why I think the Jabari thing.
I can't wait to see when we're running out Lavine, Markkanen, and Jabari on the floor at the same time.
It's going to be awful.
I mean, it's going to be the ball.
At least you got one shooter. Yeah, you got a shooter, at least one. I think Lavine and Jabari is going to be a special brand of awful.
Yes.
The plus minus is going to be crazy.
Insane.
The efficiency is going to be at the floor.
Yeah. And if you watch that Houston Hornets game, not Hornets, Pelicans.
Yeah.
The ball was slowing up in Melo's hands. Say what you want. It's going to work. It's not going to work.
Nah.
But that's going to be something they're going to have to figure out. It was interesting to watch that last night.
We'll see how long Melo lasts over there, too.
Yeah. All right. Question number 3. Will Fred Hoiberg start the 2019-2020 season as the head coach of the Bulls? What you think about over there? What you stewing on?
I don't know, man, because the way
for me, it's a yes.
They don't put any expectation. Like even when they ask them about the win totals, like we don't have any expectation for win totals. So it's hard to gauge exactly what Garpax wants from him. Because in his defense, you know I'm not a Fred guy. They haven't given him a roster. Like they gutted his roster last year. They've given him just everything, man. In the beginning, it's like, oh, we'll give you this weird playoff roster. Then we're gonna gut the entire roster, but you're still the coach. Then we're gonna, do what we have going on this year, give you this rebuild, but we'll give you some players. So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe from their perspective, when they gave Jabari $20 million, that's like saying, hey, we gave you another piece. You got to win some games now. So
that's why it's interesting what's gonna happen, because I think they're trying to win games now. Like, I don't think
they're so fucking stupid.
I know, dude. Last year we were trying to tank. This year, we think that we could win a couple games. Like, I think we're trying to win games.
I don't get the 1 year tank.
Yeah, man.
You 1 year tanked for Lauri Markkanen?
And you messed
Wendell
up the
Carter
tank.
Jr. I'm sorry, you 1 year tanked for Wendell Carter Jr.?
Essentially, yeah.
And don't compare yourself to this Philly tank or these Lakers tanks and stuff like that. Like they tanked for 2 or 3 years.
Dude, listen
and
to
got
this.
multiple assets.
It was the window was so perfect for us. Trade Jimmy, get some assets, tank, and maybe even tank again. Basically tank until you're good.
Yeah.
Like the Sixers.
Yeah.
You just tank until you have a good team.
At least 2 tanking seasons.
At least 2 tanking.
Give me 2 lottery picks. And I get it. Markkanen was a lottery pick, but I'm saying like that the Bulls got out of their own picks. Like I can take 2 losing seasons. I'm not in any rush. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to watch in between bad and mediocre basketball.
Yeah, you don't want to be the 40-win NBA team.
Well, we're not.
Well, but I'm saying like you don't want to be like that's kind of where we're trending.
Exactly.
You don't want to be the 40 NBA win.
Well, because now it's like, okay, well, if this doesn't work this year, it's supposed to be like, oh, well, now we need to suck again next year. And now it's like, all right, well, we're sucking in Markkanen's 3rd year. We're sucking in the 2nd year of Levine's contract.
I'm glad you've come around on the tanking, though.
Well, no, I mean, I'm fine with the tanking, dude. I mean,
it's great
I understand. Yeah, you could talk about last year all you want to.
It's great to see you've come around on the tanking.
The real fuck up of the tanking wasn't what happened last year. I think this year is the true fuck up of the tanking.
Well, last year was a fuck up for sure.
You signed a player that you believe can help win you games.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you wouldn't just take this year as a tank.
Well, the thing about that is I think you can still tank with Lavine playing. Like,
not Lavine. I'm talking about Jabari.
Oh, you're talking about Jabari?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the thing. We're physically going out there trying to win.
Yeah.
That's our mindset. Our mindset should be we need to be losing. It's all about us. Well, who knows how many games we're actually going to win, but it's the mindset that we have. Like, Hoiberg is like going to go try to win games.
If you were really trying to tank, I don't understand why Robin Lopez is still on the team.
Let me tell you how a tank works. The president says, don't go win.
Yeah.
The GM says, don't go win. And the coach knows, I'm not trying to win.
Yeah.
And he purposely, not purposely, but purposely tries to not win.
He ended up looking beat down like Brett Brown.
Yes, exactly. But Brett Brown is loving life right now.
Yeah, he's great. Oh, yeah, but he was looking rough.
He was looking ugly, but he was getting paid millions and he was losing games,
he knew
right?
He was going to keep his job, yeah.
Our tank is last year was we're trying to lose, but not really. Yeah. A little bit. Like, it needs to be a full-blown tank.
Well, that's the thing. With Brett Brown, I think he knew he was safe, because the Sixers were very public about the fact. I don't know what they're telling Fred.
That's what I'm saying.
They might be telling him something completely. We're not tanking. We're rebuilding.
Right.
But it should have been a 2-year tank. Look at all these players coming out. I mean, I don't really get caught up in all that shit. Yeah. So I'm gonna take that back. But either way, why not get 2 lottery picks? Which you probably, again, they're going to suck bad enough to where we'll be allowed.
Not lottery picks.
Yeah,
I need top
picks.
3 picks, bro. I need top 3s.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But if Wendell Carter is the best player you got out of this period, then or Wendell Carter and Lauri Markkanen, which we talked about. If that's what the Bulls got out of their tank was Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr., then that's a problem.
I agree.
That's the problem.
And we're still yet to see what we do with this cap space, but we've talked about how we don't trust them and et cetera.
That cap space shit is bullshit.
Why?
Because big time free agents aren't. They
don't want to come here.
It's not, and they manipulate where they want to go. It's no longer hit the open market, try to entice me, and I'm coming. LeBron knew he was going to LA a year ago.
You said Rich Paul runs the market now.
It's already ran. That's already predetermined.
You said Rich Paul.
So the Bulls would have to be that type of place where somebody's going to want to come like that and
like
come
Ant
win.
Davis.
Yeah, big players. No, why would he want to come here?
He's from here.
But he's the same situation as in New Orleans.
Yeah,
with less money. If you're not going to compete, then stay in New Orleans and
we're
make more
going to
money.
need someone that wants to come here and make a difference.
It's not happening.
We need like a Russell Westbrook type head.
Then you know who you're going to be like? You know who you're going to be like? You're going to be like the New York fucking Knicks, sitting around waiting for the big free agent to come for the last 10 years. How many big free agents signed with New York?
Have they had cap space like us?
They've had cap space. KD didn't take a meeting with them. I didn't want to talk to y'all. I'm good.
Yeah.
All that shit, that cap space shit is bullshit, man. The way to winning is through the draft, and then getting good young players,
and then adding some pieces,
and
like
adding some
Covington,
and making good moves like Boston. You know, that's if you want to build a team nowadays, that's what you got to do. Make smart moves and make them at the right time.
All right, question number 4: Can Wendell Carter Jr. win Rookie of the Year?
Can he? Sure. Will he? No.
Why not?
I just think that you're going because I think DeAndre Ayton's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think DeAndre Ayton's going to give him 20 and 10.
You watched him last night?
Yeah, he's just ready.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's the argument for why guys shouldn't have to go to college. There was no reason for him to go to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that he's gonna win it, and if he doesn't win it, there's gonna be so much public support behind Doncic, who everybody loves.
He looked flashes, but looked shaky last night. He was he was like 3 of 16 or something.
Stop telling me about this.
What is game 1?
League, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, all right.
Try to tell you, the second best league in the world is called the NCAA.
Wendell Carter Jr. is not going to win Rookie of the Year because he's not going to get any fucking shots.
Well, yeah, he's not going to put those type of numbers
unless he's KG on defense all of a sudden, and he's just an OD force on the defensive end, and then scores 12 points. Then maybe he can.
Or
win
unless every other rookie struggles, and it's like a Brogdon type situation where it's like, oh, he contributed, but Brogdon was on a playoff team, so yeah,
and he was playing minutes, and he was
playing minutes and was locking people up.
Yeah.
No, so I don't think so, man.
So yeah, that's a no for me.
Unless DeAndre Ayton gets hurt, that dude is the Rookie of the Year.
Wendell Carter's going to get 6 shots a game.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Especially when we're running at full go.
Yeah.
He's not getting any looks, which is a shame.
If he's playing next to Bobby Portis, nobody's getting looks, so it doesn't matter.
All right,
Machine gun Bobby.
5th and final question. We kind of already touched on this. Should the Bulls try for the playoff or a high draft pick? So we know the answer to that, a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Now, let me kind of elaborate off this question. I wrote down here, like, what do you think, honestly to God, like when Garpacks sit in a room and they eat and they're talking by themselves, what do they really think we can do this season? And, like, what do they want us to do? Like, what, in their deep down heart of hearts? Like, sometimes I think they go home and they laugh like, this team is shit, bro. Like, we're not going to do anything. And, like, we fucked it up again type of thing. What do they really, really think?
I think they have a 35-win team.
But why are they trying to do that? Why would anybody are they just dumb?
I just told you why.
Tickets.
They
know deep down. So you're saying they talk to Ryan and they're like, look, bro, we're gonna try to get the AFC and get a couple playoff games and get you some extra money.
Are there any Cuban infielders coming up? Someone's got to funnel the farm system. Yeah, I think
Bulls play for the White Sox.
Dude. I mean, like, here's the issue. Here's the thing with the Bulls, and like, you can look at the financials. I think in terms of like percentages, the Bulls are like the most profitable team in the NBA.
Yes, they are.
You know what I mean? Like, in
Yeah.
terms of margins and shit. So, like, why fuck? Reisler is a businessman, dude. So why fuck with that?
That's why
He knows
Hoiberg's
you go
back
out there,
next
you
year
win
too.
20 games, it can't happen. You go out there, you win 35, and you have Jabari Parker. We just talked about it, dude. It has always been their mandate to sell tickets. That's why you talked about this playoff streak forever. Because you could sell tickets. You want to sell box seats.
I was listening to Waddle and Sylvie, and they made a point where it's just a never-ending cycle of we're one player away. Like that's how they make us feel.
Keep you hooked.
Like, hey, listen, we're one player away,
Yeah.
and here's another. And next thing you know, 3 seasons have gone by. They've won 90 games over 3 years, and we're happy.
But what else have they been able to do in that time? They've also been able to build some exciting teams. So they get us back. They get you back. I mean, if you look, we had the Heinrich, Gordon, whatever teams. Then we had this Thibodeau run. So they never get bad enough to where the fan base is going to leave.
That's a long time ago now, though.
Which one?
The Thibodeau squads.
It is, but
that's a long time ago now.
It birthed a whole bunch of new Bulls fans. And it keeps people hooked for a little bit, and it got season ticket renewals. This is what happens, man. They're making money. Making money, baby.
Give me a win. All right, give me a win total. Last year we had 27
with some fluky shit last year.
Mirotic went crazy.
20.
You know, we started last year 3-20.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have number 1 pick, bro.
27.
27. Just back-to-back 27 win game seasons.
Yep.
Vegas has it at 30. I'm at 33.
33 is high.
I think we're at 33. The
33
East
is like 9th or 10th in the East.
The East is softer.
33 might fuck around and be 7th.
The East is softer. We have a couple more gamers. Lavine can mess around and win us a couple games by himself if he's as healthy and his body's as right as he's portraying it to be. We could get to 33 wins. Hopefully Cam Payne and those guys figure something out and
stop it.
They go no. They are just not playing.
If you want to, you know how, yeah.
And Tyler Ulis gets those minutes, and we're running Chris Dunn, Tyler Ulis, and Cam Payne and Archie never see the floor. And we got Blakeney. That's a game right there. That takes us to 28.
Give Cam 40 minutes a game if you really want to get the tank job going.
Dude, he's really bad.
He's
man.
bad at basketball.
Like, I understand that we've been clowning him for a while, but
he's not
jokes
good.
aside,
Yeah.
he is huff.
His Instagram page is terrible. It's terrible.
He's huff. Huff. All right, I'm at 33. You're at 27 back-to-back.
Yep.
We'll see. I think they'll be fun to watch at times. They'll get streaky, score a lot of points. Mm-hmm. But playing teams like Philadelphia in Philadelphia, coming off a loss, we're going to see a lot of blowouts.
A lot of bad games.
In situations
like that. A lot of bad
that.
basketball.
No doubt.
Yep.
All right. That was good. I'm glad the Bulls are back, though. I'm glad the NBA is back.
I'm glad the NBA is back, honestly. I'm glad, I'm always happy when the association comes back, man.
Yo, I was watching, so you know how they always give you the free league pass, like the first 10 days of the season?
Yeah.
I was trying to watch some of those games. Bro, I can't watch non-HD sports.
That's why I watched it on the iPad.
It's like,
it's terrible.
It's incredible.
It's terrible.
It's almost like there's no way people used to watch games like that.
I feel like if you want to preview the game, why don't you preview us that HD?
Yeah, give me the whole thing.
Yeah,
how much is Leap Out to the HD? Like 160 or something?
Eder and I did it last year. I think it's 135.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad.
If
you live out of town, I mean, like if I lived in a different city, I'd get it for the Bulls 100%. You could do a one-team league pass for like 30. So if you
what about they don't do the package deal anymore where you can get like 5 teams or whatever?
No, I don't think so.
Nah.
I think the whole point of league pass though is why you don't want 5. You want to be able to watch like 2 teams you'd never see on TV.
I don't know if
you want to be able to watch the Nuggets.
Right. I don't know if this is set up yet, but they have the setup where you'll be able to buy fourth quarters.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's released yet, but I know I was on Twitter and I was reading about it.
So this is funny, man. You want to just talk about something real quick that we're talking about. This just reminded me. So you saw this Canelo thing yesterday, right?
Yeah, the 11 fights
streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
DTLV or some shit. I don't know what it was.
I think it's I forget what the company's called. Yeah. I know the dude who used to be in charge of ESPN is running the company.
Okay, yeah.
But whatever. They gave him all this money for all of his fights to be on their network, right?
Yeah.
and they carry like UFC, things like that. That's where it's headed. So like if you want to talk about like the ability to watch games and things like that, like that seems like a crazy ass bet for them. But like this is the beginning of that whole thing kind of shifting, in my opinion, right? Like all that shit being on streaming. Remember like Sunday Ticket, their exclusive deal with DirecTV is up in a couple years.
So if you want to watch Canelo, you have to subscribe
I think it's going to be
this.
through this thing, and they have on demand too. But you only pay $10 a month for them instead of paying $80 for pay-per-view.
But that's the only thing they have. The only thing, like he's the only thing that's on their platform.
No, they got other shit. Like so, internationally, they carry the NFL. So they have the NFL. They have the NFL rights in Canada, I believe. I was reading up on them yesterday. It's a real, like you know, all the TV shit is going crazy. Yeah. You got the Disney shit. Everybody's trying to get the on demand.
Yeah,
like Netflix and all that is taking over. Yeah, this is kind of like the beginning of that.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna look into that. Yeah,
look at the company. Yeah, it's real interesting. Like they got the NFL in Canada. They got a whole bunch of Premier League shit.
Yeah,
they got a lot of UFC shit. Yeah, they got a lot of boxing. Like yeah.
Okay, word.
It's real interesting. But
real quick before we pivot off the Bulls to the Bears, pull this up real quick for me, Aaron. Nick Friedel, longtime ESPN Bulls guy, now writes for the Warriors.
Trash. I don't know how.
His first game, Oracle rises to its feet. No better place to watch a game in the league when the crowd is into it.
Yeah.
Instant unfollow.
For you, you were done?
Bro, right after that, that's some phony ass shit, bro.
People have always said that, even when they were bad, though.
Yeah, no, but I get that. But that just came off as so phony. But that's, like, if I have to go through his tweets, I can guarantee you I could find one. No better place in the league in the playoffs than the United Center when it's rocking. Like, that just came off as extra phony.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yo, new gig, I get it. Go out to Golden State. No better place. No place I'd rather be than Golden State. Get out of here,
he's
bro.
Trash.
I didn't even mind
the worst. No, he's terrible. He was the worst. He was the worst insider. He never had any inside information. He was a joke.
Speaking of insider information, whatever happened to what's his name?
Who?
The guy that was on ESPN, the anonymous source, cuz. Is he still on TV?
Who?
I'm blanking on his name. Light-skinned black dude, little fro. He always had an
Oh, Broussard?
Yeah, Broussard.
Bro, he was wrong so much. I think he got, I don't know. He didn't even make it to FS1.
Did Twitter just shame him off television?
He was terrible.
Yeah, he was.
Chris Broussard.
All right, let's switch over to the Bears.
Yeah.
Pull that down for me, and I'm going to bring that up in a second. But Bears at home, the only thing you need to know is we're playing the Patriots and the line's only 2.5. That's how you know what time it is. You still don't believe in the boys. It's crazy. You still don't believe in the Bears. What they got to do, bro? What they got to do for you to believe in the Bears?
I'm wearing the Bears jersey. It's nothing to do with not believing in the Bears.
What they got to do to believe in them?
Has nothing to do with not believing in the Bears.
What is it then?
Why do you – I mean, you've been watching the Patriots for how long now?
Long time.
You've been watching the last few weeks, right? Everybody said that it was dead.
Yes.
It was dead like after week 3,
I'm actually going to get into that, yeah.
We were done, right?
Yeah.
We're just done for like the 8th year in a row. It's just that thing keeps on moving, man. You're going up to Foxborough. You want to take a second-year quarterback up to Foxborough with the first-year head coach? Oh,
game is here.
In Chicago. My bad. Either way, yeah. You want to against Belichick, bro? Like, still a second-year quarterback.
Perfect segue.
Still a rookie head coach.
Perfect segue.
Perfect Belichick. I knew the game was here. I'm tweaking.
This is a perfect segue into what I want to get into. I'm sick of the Patriots and Belichick and them automatically getting a pass regardless. You know what this reminds me of? Early in the year when we were talking about the Packers. Packers? 11-5. No matter what. Doesn't matter. Packers? Doesn't matter.
No one said they were going to be 11-5.
Yo, before the season started.
I said they were going to beat the Bears.
Yo, before the season started, we were talking about how many wins the Bears would get. You were so low on them.
There's a major difference between the Packers and the Patriots.
And I asked you, why are we so high on the Packers? They have no defense.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is coming off an injury. Okay. They have no running game.
Yeah.
And the Packers are just as garbage as I thought they would be.
Okay.
The Packers are trash.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
that's fine.
In a real answer, the Packers are garbage.
What's the big difference between the Packers and the Patriots?
With public perception, hyping them up, and they're always going to win.
The Packers are terribly coached. Mike McCarthy is a terrible. He's been a bad coach. He's awful.
But I'm sick of this narrative every week, no matter who they play. Belichick will have a scheme. What can they do?
They play in the last two fucking Super Bowls.
From what I don't care. From what I've been seeing, first off, that defense is one of the worst in the league.
That's fine.
Pull this up for me, Aaron. They gave up 40 points at home to Kansas City. I understand they're Kansas City, but you know what everyone was saying last week?
Kansas City's
you know what everyone was saying last week? Mahomes, rookie quarterback, Belichick will have a scheme. He'll lock it up. They gave up 40. And they were getting they were getting dragged up and down the field. They gave up 40.
That same Miami team that we struggled against 38-7.
Then, yeah, that was at home. No, was that in Miami?
That was at home.
That was at home. Okay. So how about this? On the road, which they happen to be playing us on, they gave up 31 points to Jacksonville, whose offense is shit.
That was a rough game.
They gave up 26 points at Detroit. They suck.
Yeah, it was a rough game.
Now their next game on the road is against us. We're going to score 30 points. Why not? Why couldn't we score 30 points and win this game 30-24? I'm so sick of all this Belichick. He's going to have a scheme. Trubisky's done. The Bears' offense is finished. He's given up 40. He's given up 40, 24, 26, 31, and 20. He gave up 20 points to the Texans, which is not bad. I can't be mad at that. But
Texans are trash.
He gave up 24 to Indianapolis, 31 to Jacksonville.
You mean? Indianapolis is Andrew Luck, dude. Just kidding. Andrew Luck is trash.
But you know what I'm saying?
I get it, man.
You get that?
I get it.
Like, I'm sick of that narrative. No matter what. They just gave up 40 last week. No one says anything about it because they won and Brady did his thing.
Yeah.
But this defense is huff, and Belichick, the mastermind, they've been hanging points on his head.
Yeah, I hear you. The thing that bothers me is that Nagy got outcoached in the second half last week by Adam Gase. Say what you want to. He got outcoached by Adam Gase.
I don't know if that's the case.
He got outcoached by Adam Gase.
Why do you say that?
Because Adam Gase figured out a way to beat him with Brock Osweiler.
Listen, first off, in the second half, what does Nagy have to do with on the team? Offense. They was balling in the second half. We were getting crushed like we did in Green Bay on quick short passes. We weren't tackling, and they were the yak. Those two games, we probably lead the league in yak and giving up.
They found the soft spot in the Bears D.
But that's not on Nagy. I don't think that I'm a big. You know, I like Nagy.
Yeah, that's fine. That could be on whoever.
That second half,
Nagy called some bad play. I mean, no, Nagy. I don't think Nagy coached his best game.
I agree with that.
There's some times he was running the ball. He needed to be throwing the ball. I mean, a
huge highlight of him. The one thing I will knock was to close that game. We're not in field goal range. It's 50 plus.
Yeah,
and we ran the ball 3 straight times up the middle.
He doing?
One with Benny Cunningham.
Yeah.
So
with Benny Cunningham,
for a guy to have the playbook that he has, he completely swallowed it.
Yeah,
and
got scared.
He got scared.
That's an issue to
keep
me.
it 100. He got scared
against Belichick.
He got scared in that spot, and he didn't want to turn it over. What have you? And on the flip side, really quick, Aaron Rodgers is trying to pick up more yards. He's at the 30.
Yeah.
He's like, I need one more play.
Yeah.
I need one more play, and he's throwing fades to get the ball down to the 12 to make sure it's a chip.
Yeah.
But first off, I'm going to tell you about this is my opinion on what happened last week is our defense was wild tired. That's why they weren't tackling.
157 degrees.
Bro, I was sitting in the seats. I've never had to tap out. Like, I had to go underneath and like sit in like the lower level like food thing or whatever and like go watch the game, and like we had some good seats. We were like in the lower level and you can get like access to like a lounge where you could eat and all that stuff. I had to go down there on multiple occasions. It was that hot.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, how the sun was coming in the stadium in Hard Rock, the home field was in the shade, and then everything away was in the sun the whole way.
Right.
So that had a big factor, in my opinion. But to close my thought on that Belichick, I'm sick of the narrative every week. Blake Bortles, what are they going to do? On Belichick? Nah, nothing. He scored 31.
That was in the beginning of the season, man.
Rookie quarterback, primetime in Foxborough. What do you think?
The Patriots.
Mahomes is going to come down to earth.
The Patriots play the season in parts. 40. They play the season in parts. First part wasn't good. Second part is looking very good right now.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Every week, the narrative is Belichick's going to lock up everybody. But every week I see them getting 30-plus hung on their head.
I don't think their defense is any good. You ever said anything about Tom Brady? What's your Tom Brady take?
We got a good-ass defense. We're playing at home, and we're going to be on his ass.
Is a lot of teams sack Tom Brady?
We're not a lot of teams.
All right.
That's a perfect segue into Mack, though.
Tom Brady for like 10 years.
Can we win without Mack at least 100?
No.
Because I don't think he's going to be at 100.
It changes the way – well, I mean, yeah, he's not going to be at 100% at all for sure. We already know that. But he said without Mack. It changes the way that they game plan. They have to game plan for Khalil Mack.
The pass rush without him last week was ugly.
It was looking ugly. And what's up with your boy, Leonard Floyd? Huff.
That's my boy?
That was your boy. Oh, Leonard Floyd is going to have a huge year this year. We got Leonard Floyd back.
He hasn't been doing
What'd I
much.
say? He hasn't done anything, man.
So you are he in key Kevin White status?
Kevin White came out for like a 2 – Kevin White is trash.
No,
he can't even get running this offense.
That's what I'm saying. He's Kevin White status? That's what you got him? Leonard Floyd on his way?
We'll see what he can do, but he's not making any noise, no sacks.
Yo,
how you going to be a speed rusher and you not rushing anybody?
We drafted him as a thoroughbred, off the edge. I'm gonna put a little bit of weight on Khalil Mack speed rusher.
That's all you do,
and he doesn't. Do that.
I heard an interesting take that maybe he should cover Gronk this week because he's got the athleticism to do it.
I heard Roquan too on that.
Yeah, Roquan would be good too. Yeah.
That's. I mean, what do you think about that?
Roquan or Leonard Floyd?
Both.
Whichever one's better at coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what happened. Gronk's not had a great year, but you saw what happened last week. Don't forget – you can't forget about him out there.
Combined with where Brady places the ball with his size and his physicality, he's almost impossible to cover.
That's what I'm saying.
He's so big.
And you can't forget about him.
And an underrated part of his game, he doesn't drop anything.
No, he catches everything.
He catches everything.
He catches everything.
He's
got such a big body. His catch radius is like mad. Yeah, he catches everything.
His hands are incredible. Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit for that.
Yeah.
And he has all that shit on his hands and arms. He's always hurt and beat up. He never drops anything.
He always takes multiple people to bring him down.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So we're going to need, because Mack's going to be a little banged up, so we're going to need some help from Hicks needs to show up. But we're at home.
Yeah.
We're at home, and you know how we get at home.
Yeah.
It's just a different team. It's a different ball club.
I don't think we're going to win.
I would hate to see our team go 3-3 when we should be at least 5-1. 4-2.
Could be 6-0.
Have a possibility. Like we should
be 5-0.
We should be 5-0.
But you are what your record says.
You are. You are what your record.
You are what your record
says you are.
Yep.
Let's talk about Trubisky.
Yeah.
I was wearing the jersey in Miami, and I walked out very proud.
Yeah.
Like you know how you walk out and you're like, people can talk shit to you and you don't really got nothing to say.
Yeah.
I felt good walking out. He had a rough first half, but the whole first half was kind of washed.
Yeah.
And he came out in the second half. That ball to Allen Robinson, anticipation.
Yep.
The deep balls to Taylor Gabriel.
Taylor Gabriel down the side.
On point.
Yeah.
He looked good, man.
Yeah.
Strides. I felt confident coming out. I had to curse this Miami Dolphins fan out. This dude tried to give me a hard time. It was this like older black dude.
Yeah.
You know, at first it started off as we were joking, and he kind of took it to the next level. So I started clowning his jersey. He was wearing an old, faded-ass Miami Dolphins Chad Pennington.
Oh, Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington. I was like, bro.
His jersey when he was in
Miami. I was like, go get you a new jersey before you talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
And we were laughing about that. But I felt good walking out. I felt confident. Back-to-back games now. He looks solid.
So here's the thing with Trubisky, man. We saw in this game him play with a lot of confidence. Like, he came out in the second half, like he said, flinging it. I just liked how he looked, man. I mean, I think we've seen a lot over the last 2 weeks, and, again, this is what we wanted to see. The only thing I'll say, 2 really, 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 really bad throws at really, really, really bad times, one of which was picked off. The other one should have been picked off. And he has this thing about throwing these fourth-quarter red zone interceptions or near interceptions that I don't get. Like that interception he threw was inexcusable.
Inexcusable.
He did not see my man's coming across. And he almost threw another one.
For the part of the field that we were in,
yeah.
Inexcusable.
Inexcusable.
A field goal ends the game.
It's the same thing as who did we play in the second game of the week, and we talked about those 2 throws he almost had picked off there.
The second week we played. Who did we play week 2?
Whoever it was. He almost threw a couple picks in that game. So that's the only thing. But again, man, for the second straight week, he's looked like an NFL quarterback. That's for sure.
Seahawks. We played Seattle.
Yeah, Seahawks. Yeah,
yes.
He almost threw 2 near picks in that game in the red zone.
Yeah.
That's an issue. Because we would have won that ball game had he not thrown that pick.
I heard an argument that the reason he couldn't see the Dolphins – did you hear this?
No.
The reason he couldn't see, or a possible reason he couldn't see the Dolphins safety is because the Dolphins safety blended in with the white goalpost pad, and he disappeared into the goal.
You should have saw him before the play.
But I don't know about that. But I'm not going for that excuse.
I'm not going for that at all.
Inexcusable from where we're at on the field.
And that point in the game, that situation is just the one thing you can't do is turn the ball over there.
Inexcusable. I agree.
That's what he did. So,
all right. So give me a final then.
Oh man, let's go with Patriots 28, Bears 24.
Okay, I got Bears 30-24, like I said earlier.
All right.
I don't.
Bears are plus 2.5.
Yeah, Bears are plus 2.5. I just see, first off, that's a great sign.
Yeah.
Because if you asked me what the line was last week, say during our bye, like maybe not during the bye because we were coming off that thrashing in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we killed Tampa.
But like before the line came out this week, I would have said we were like minus 4.5.
No.
I'm just not. I mean, but that shows you this is going to be a tight game, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight game, and I think we come up with a turnover. Eddie Jackson makes a play. We get a strip. You know how Brady – if we start getting on Brady's ass, we already know what time it is.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen Brady live. Did you go to that game with us?
No, I never seen Tom Brady live.
Bears, Patriots. Last time the Bears played the Patriots at Soldier, it was a snowstorm. Do you remember this? By the time the traffic and everything was so messed up, by the time we got to the seats – it was 21-0 New England.
I remember that game.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It was me, Eder, Danny Controlla was there.
Yeah.
A lot of people were there. Zastra was with us, McAndrew, and by the time we got to the seats, it was 21-0.
Yeah, of course.
So
makes sense.
30-24 Bears. Let's go, man. That's why we're doing it. All right.
Bear down.
Bear down. Bear down. Let's switch over. I'm going to end the show with that clip, but let's switch over to this amateurism. You want to start with Coach Fitzgerald or the G League?
Let's end with the Fitzgerald. Let's do the G League.
Let's do this G League. Pull me up really quick. This is from the New York Times, but it was all over the place. NBA drops the G League $125K alternative for the one and done. In short, they're going to have contracts for select elite players to come to the G League for $125K. In like $125,000 contract, basically. Your thoughts on it? Because I was talking to my guy Max. He shout out my guy Max. He gave me some thoughts, and he had some interesting takes. I'm gonna go through them with you, but yeah, give me your initial thoughts on that.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's gonna be as disruptive as people think it's gonna be. For several different reasons. I think for the first one being, hey, look, if you're paying attention to this FBI case that's going on right now, $125,000 ain't nothing to some of the top.
That ain't gonna do it, huh?
It's not gonna do it. They're getting $200,000 tax free to go to Duke. $125,000 after tax is what, like 75, 70? You know what I mean? So you're getting $200,000 to go to some of these top programs. So no, number one, that's not gonna that'll be an issue. I'm gonna think of other issue. I don't know if this is Woj who wrote this or like that D League lifestyle versus the college lifestyle is not a glamorous one. You know what I mean? D League is he said early connecting flights, cheap hotels, unglamorous cities like Sioux Falls, Iowa, and stuff like that. Like, you know, I think it's for the player like your Brandon Jennings type player who was never going to go to college and guys like that. Like, yeah, for sure it'll be a viable path, or dudes who, you know, whatever. But I don't think you're going to see like your Marvin Bagleys or your DeAndre Ayton take that path. But I think it's cool, and I think it's a great thing for the D League. It's a great way to pump up the D League, and now there's the G League. I'm sorry,
G League, yeah.
it's great, and that's what the Gatorade money is going to do for you. So great for them. It makes their games way more appealing.
Listen to this. My initial thought was I liked it because it gives them options, right?
Yeah.
It's all about having options in the United States of America.
For sure.
You could do this, or you could do this, or you could do this. Like, you got another option. It gives you another thing you could do, right? I tweeted at my guy, Max. He came back and was like, the G League, terrible idea. Only people that's a good idea for is the kids that don't qualify and that aren't good enough to make it to the league. So, like, the one and dones and the elite players,
they're not going to do it.
They're not. It shouldn't be for them.
Yeah.
He's saying it would mess careers up. And then my kind of response was it's just like some instant money for some of their, their families, whatever. He was like, they're going to stay poor if they do that. G League has horrible coaches, horrible facilities, terrible lifestyle. They're going to be he said, and people that aren't really thinking about it, they're going to be the worst players. Those are NBA caliber players.
Yeah.
Like these one and dones need to be coached by good coaches. They need to be taken care of, kind of bred for this situation type of thing. He said it's going to beat up their confidence. Dudes coming in and out of the G League. You got 30 different players on the team. Yeah. You're not making any type of. He said,
you're playing with a bunch of guys that have an agenda too, like a real agenda.
Right.
Like I'm trying to make it type agenda.
Blakeney type.
Yeah,
agendas.
like hungry. Like I have no interest in helping you along on your journey.
Yeah. He said, go live that sweet life at Duke, Arizona, UCLA. Then go make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He said kids will be less prepared for the league doing that than if they go to college. Long term, it's a career killer. Short term, you make $125K. College is the only time they actually get coached. No G League team he said no G League team cares about them. Every G League coach is trying to get out of the G League.
100%.
When you're 18, you need to be coached. They're better off training on their own and just taking a year off than doing that. If it's about money, go play ball in Europe.
100%.
That's what he said. You agree with what he's saying?
Yeah, 100%. I think it'll work for a certain type of kid. And some of these kids might be really good ball players, but it's the kids who don't qualify, the kids who aren't going to make it in college, or the kids who aren't going to be good enough to be a top 20 pick coming straight out. But I don't think you're going to see your top flight players go that route. Like bringing down this college system isn't going to happen overnight. I mean, and it's not going to happen with 125,000 from the G League.
It's a step though, huh?
But the top players are getting more than that.
Yeah.
Top players are getting more than that. You know what I mean? Getting 250, 300,000 to go play ball.
Yeah.
I mean, call it like it is. I mean, read some of this shit. I don't know how closely you've been following it. Like I don't know why it's getting that much pub.
We've been knowing what time it was.
Yeah, I know, but now you're really seeing people come out and say, oh, it was a bidding war between Kansas and Kentucky for this dude. Or, all of a sudden Zion Williamson was trying to get $200K from Kansas, then all of a sudden commits to Duke.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a perfect lead into our next topic with Fitzgerald. But read what's going on, man. If you're getting 200,000, I got this dude. Who's this dude? Bowen from the Louisville guy. I never even heard of this fucking guy getting 100,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You could be a 3-star getting 50K and a car and a job for you and you. You know what I mean? So no, that's 125 won't do shit. 125 might laugh at that.
Yeah, I feel you. All right. Let's get out of here on this. Pull me up real quick, Aaron. This is so I was on Twitter, and any type of amateurism and recruiting, that stuff interests me. Like,
right.
How do you go about your business? Because I know who does go about his business about getting the right players is Nick Saban, and all they do is bust people ass. He won't let you transfer. He keeping all the talent on his roster at all times.
Yeah.
And he's doing anything to go get it, right? Listen to Pat Fitzgerald talk about the Northwestern's recruiting process.
I will tell you this, an increasingly larger part of the evaluation of a prospect for us is evaluating the parents. It's a big part of the evaluation. And, we have, and we probably will more so, and it's a private deal. I'm not going to share who, and I'm not going to share where they're going and things of that nature. But when we talk about our fit, we're evaluating the parents too. And if the parents don't fit, then we might punt on the player and not end up offering them a scholarship. And that has changed over a decade. 10 years ago, not sure that was as big of a role. Now it's a big part of it. And I on the other side, I think it's a bigger part of it when it is a good fit. It's really terrific. So everybody's a little bit different there, but that's how we've seen consistency and not only being able to hold commitments, but also then being able to have very little, if any, attrition once guys come into our program. I will tell you this.
So let me say something real quick. How would you feel about someone judging you or giving you an opportunity by how they feel about your parents? What type of shit is that? So you come to judge me and my talent, and then my parents have to pass a test too? And you wonder why Northwestern's not winning any Big Ten championships?
Was this question in response to everything that's going on? Or did it have anything to do with that? Because the parents are at the center of this whole NCAA investigation. I'm just wondering if that's what prompted him to go into we look at parents too.
But I
think that's what he's getting at.
The way he said it was,
we evaluate your parents.
And we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
If the parent's not a good enough fit for us and how we do things in our culture, we're probably going to move on from that player. We're never going to win anything at Northwestern with that. They can scrap that.
Listen, man.
They can scrap that.
Listen.
That's a terrible recruiting tactic. He's basically saying, I don't want any ruffling of the feathers here. I don't want any adversity. Give me a dude that's decent, won't say anything, won't cause any problems. Families won't say anything, and we'll win 6 games here, 8 games there, and that's it.
And I think that's what Northwestern wants. You act like you're talking about Florida State. You act like you're talking about Tennessee or something like that. You're talking about Northwestern, a prestigious academic institution
that just built the best facilities in the world.
That's fine. Because they have the money to do that. But listen, they don't want any ruffling the feathers. When this shit that happens with the NCAA happens, you know what Northwestern wants? To be as far away possible.
I'm not telling him to go cheat.
No, but what
I'm not telling him to worry about money and that type of thing.
Yeah, but
he was saying, I will pass on a player that can help Northwestern win Big Ten football games if I don't like his parents.
Because he wants they're
too boisterous.
He wants a solid foundation.
That's ridiculous.
He wants no distractions.
He wants no part of winning. He wants no part of winning games.
The expectations are different.
He wants no part of winning games and championships.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm trying to tell you from where they're coming from, that's what Northwestern wants.
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
Run a squeaky clean program, get kids from squeaky clean backgrounds with squeaky clean families so that we don't have any controversy. You know what controversy is at Northwestern? When their starting quarterback tries to unionize. That was controversial for their football team.
Has there been controversy at Penn State since my man came there? Since my man came there?
Stop it.
Since my man came there. What's his name?
James Franklin?
Yeah.
Stop it.
No controversy whatsoever.
Stop it.
They run a clean-ass program, but they go get players. Why? What are you talking about?
Because it's tainted anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh, what do you mean it doesn't matter?
As soon as you think about that, you still think about that.
No, nothing.
But that's fine. You think there's not dirt beneath the surface there? Bro, you're not competing in big-time college athletics unless you're paying.
You're not competing in big-time college athletics unless you get the best players.
And how do you get the best player?
And if we're passing on good players.
How do you get the best players?
And if we're passing on good players because he don't
how do you get the best
because
players?
Fitzgerald doesn't like his father,
how do you get the best players?
Then we have no chance.
How do you get the best players?
What do you mean?
You pay them.
I don't. We're not. Okay.
Stop it.
Take that out of. Take that out of
the parents, the ones that ask for the money.
Listen.
I guarantee this is in response to what's going on right now. And he's like, how would you handle a parent asking for money or whatever it might be? Because all the money goes through the parents. No one pays the kid directly.
Listen. I never want to hear Northwestern even say they're trying to win football games until Fitzgerald is gone or they reevaluate their recruiting process.
Fitzgerald will never be gone because he's exactly what they want at Northwestern.
It's such a shame. There's
no mandate on him to win 10 games.
You're right because he's been very mediocre for what 8 years now.
if you want Northwestern to win games, they have to change the whole way they do things. You got to lower your standards of what kids you're letting in. I mean, as far as the grades
that's
go,
not true.
Yeah.
What has Stanford been doing? Why they got any players?
Stanford's also on the West
Hold
Coast.
on. No, I don't want to hear that.
Stanford's recruiting in California.
Okay. That's fine.
So you're getting
so the Midwest don't got no players?
The Midwest has.
The Midwest doesn't have any players?
Are they going to Northwestern? Bro,
Well,
California is a whole completely different recruiting brand.
Were they going to Stanford?
Yeah.
When?
Stanford
when?
has a football tradition.
So does Northwestern.
Fucking John Elway went to Stanford.
Yeah.
Northwestern,
Steve Young went to BYU. Like, that's...
Hold up.
Stop.
You know why Steve Young went to BYU?
Yes, I understand that too. But, okay.
Because his name is Steve fucking Young. What the fuck you mean?
No, but I'm saying you can go get... you can land a prospect that...
You can.
Andrew Luck. Another example. Who's another big-time quarterback?
His dad was like the president of the NCAA.
Yeah, he was. I think he still is.
So, what do you mean? Like,
okay, no, but I'm saying who's a big-time quarterback that didn't go to a necessarily huge program that ended up being a huge big-time quarterback? Marino went to Pittsburgh. Like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, so, but what I'm saying is if Stanford can get players
right
and can compete year in, year out, Northwestern should be able to do the same thing.
I think it's two different things, man. I think
why?
Because I think where you are makes a difference.
Northwestern and Stanford,
where you are,
because
the
all
California
those big time dudes,
the California recruiting pipeline.
Yeah, but they're going to go to USC. They're going to go to Oregon.
There's so many of them. It's just like being in Texas.
So you're saying,
why do you think Texas can put out 4 or 5 good football teams? A&M can be good. UT can be good. Baylor can be good. Texas Tech can be good.
So
you don't leave dude, come on, man. It's the same reason why you went to Arizona State. Why can't Arizona State be good? Because you can't get any of the good kids on the West Coast. Who?
Somebody that can recruit and go get them.
That's fine.
And you know what he is? Not that.
His name is my man's that's on the stands in the FBI trial right now. He's not talking about I paid $100,000 for a player to come this way.
Fitzgerald's not going to get any players, and we're never going to win any games as the Big Ten the Big Ten team of Chicago with people evaluating people's uncles and not taking them.
They're fine having their good years being 8, 9, 9-4, things like that. They're fine with that.
Right, I guess so, man.
They're great with that. That's great for Northwestern. That energizes the base.
That should be unacceptable for the base.
It should be.
My whole point is that should be unacceptable.
It should be, but I don't think Northwestern's ever going to compete for a national championship.
Can be done.
It's a different ball game, man. I think it's a different ball game.
If Stanford can do it, we can do it. We just need someone that can make it happen. Let's leave it at that.
You're done with Pat Fitzgerald. You want him out.
I'm extremely done.
That's crazy.
I'm not rocking with Pat Fitzgerald. I already didn't rock with Pat Fitzgerald. Yeah. He makes terrible late game decisions. We've blown so many games. The Northwestern's blown more games in the fourth quarter than I've seen in a long time. In the last 4 or 5 years.
Any coach that comes in here is gonna have to say, "You guys start letting me let more kids in there. You're gonna have to loosen up a bit."
Stanford doesn't do that. We could do it. I don't want to hear it.
I guarantee you, Stanford loosens up a bit. Plus, they got California.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Pat Fitzgerald not letting people in because they're mothers. It's crazy. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, man. Check us out at Instagram, No Catch Up Chicago, everywhere, man. For Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. Peace and love. Bears by 6, and the Bulls are winning, by the way. Let's get it.
Bobby Portis got 15 on 6 shots.
Let's get it.